Hi everybody, we are at E-Type America in Lockhart, Texas. Just want to show you guys what we're doing here on a Monday night. Well, this is our Monday night. This is what we're doing over here. We got Harry, the ringmaster of all ringmasters, working on a B12 right here. Say hi.
Hi guys, how you doing?
So
Thanks for joining us.
What are you doing?
Just sizing up the piston rings for this V12. So it's got custom 6.1 pistons. With any competition piston, you have to size the ring to each cylinder. So you see the little gap there?
This little gap, a little bit thing.
That's the one. We have to make sure that is a correct size. And it's just a little bit tight. So what we have to do, we have to make each one fit each liner. So what we do, we take that out. We do a little grinder, a piston ring grinder, and fine it just a little bit more. And it just takes off a hair. And you just have to make sure we deburr it first.
And you have to do that to 12 of them?
Well, there's 12 of them, and there's 4 rings per cylinder, so it's actually 48 of them.
And what happens if you don't do that?
Well, if the ring gap is too tight, the piston ring could seize inside the, as it expands, it can't go anywhere, so the gap there can't expand, so it could actually seize when it's running. And with a competition engine, you want to make sure the gap isn't just a gap, because it will run with a bigger gap, but you want to make sure it's to an exact tolerance. That way you get a better performance. So we've got this little tool here that we use to push down the ring, so the ring is level in the cylinder, so we get an exact correct gap. So we're looking for 17 thou.
That little bitty.
Yeah, 17 thousandths of an inch. So we're still a little bit tight, as you can see. So we want to take it out a bit more. It's a bit geeky stuff, but it has to be done.
And that's going on this car right here, this maroon one?
So this car originally came in for just a fuel injection upgrade, because we've got a bit of a thing going with our fuel injection. And then, like most of them, it ends up deciding to go with a 6.1 conversion. So we're going from 5.3 to 6.1. So we use these special JE pistons that you see.
These are the bright and shiny ones, huh?
I'd like one of the paperweight in my office, but they're too expensive for that.
That's pretty pretty, actually.
And we're putting those in. We've got these liners here are larger than the factory ones, so they can take the larger pistons. So some people get extra CC by stroking it, which means they machine the crank to give you more stroke. But on this engine, we're going with bigger pistons and high performance pistons. So this modification with a little bit of headwork, some nice cams and some valves, will take the car from about 240, 250 horsepower to just shy of 400. More importantly, it takes the torque up. So we've now got our ring gap that we're looking for. So that's now good to go. Like I say, we have to do this on 4 rings per cylinder. 12 cylinders, that's 48.
And how long does that usually take you?
Yeah, it takes about probably 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes a cylinder. Times that by 12. So now we've got our nice JE pistons. These are the creme de la creme of pistons. So now we have to install our piston ring.
I feel like we could like make like a mug or something out of these things, right?
We could do. Would you want to pay $200 for a mug?
I mean, they'd be nice drinking.
$300 for a mug, actually.
They'd be nice drinking glasses.
Yeah.
Maybe that's our next venture.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
So I'm going to blow this off, make sure we've got no dust in it.
Well, it already looks clean. How do you know to do that?
Well, just blowing any dust that might come out of the air. We want to make sure when you're building an engine that everything is absolutely dust-free and as clean as can be. So this is what we get up to on a Monday night.
That's like a bra for a piston, right? It holds it together.
Trust you to come out. Bra for a piston, eh?
Mm-hmm. I mean, everything holds everything together, right? So it kind of makes sense.
No, I suppose it holds it all in. Is that what bras do?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the oil ring, the oil control rings. So if we're pointing forward, we have to line that ring up with this as far away as possible. There we go. Get that gap up with that. And put the next ring on.
So there's 3 rings?
Well, this is the oil control ring. So this is the ring that allows the oil to come up the cylinder and lubricate the cylinder. The next 2 rings that we're about to put on, the ones that are just resized, are the compression rings. They're the ones that maintain compression. So you don't want oil coming up past those. So you want to lubricate the cylinder, but not get oil in the combustion chamber when you get a smoky old car. Kind of like the old bangers we used to see when we were kids driving around. Mostly Vauxhalls. I do apologise if you have a Vauxhall. The wrong one. So we get that.
So like a little knob that shows where it lines up?
Well, that's the track that allows the oil to come through the piston and lubricates the gudgeon pin. Now the gudgeon pin is this thing, which us English call a gudgeon pin, which means nothing here in America, as you call it a wrist pin. Now there are a few differences in language between the King's English and the American language. So we'll go through that as we come to it. So this could be a bit of a language education as well for my American cousins. And then we're putting on this one. So we want this gap to be about here.
What gap?
The ring gap. Now I've already sized this one. This is, as we would say on Blue Peter, which we grew up as kids, this is one we prepared earlier. In case you think I haven't sized it, I have. So this separates the ring. So we want that gap about there. Press it in nicely. Then we want to put the top ring on. That's it. All rings intact. So now we've got to put the piston on the rod. This is where we have to do a bit of lubricant.
You do that quite well.
What are you saying? I'm quite good at lubricating shafts. Is that impressive?
It's impressive.
Is it a turn on?
I mean, it's kind of cute.
There you go.
I mean, who needs farm where you're just going to lube up pistons all day? Right?
There you go. So everything in life comes down, the beginning of life comes down to a lubricated piston. Without that, you've got nothing. An engine won't work or nothing else for that matter.
Wow.
So here's our gudgeon ring, wrist pin, or whatever you like to call it. So the weighted part of... So now, this is the small end. We call that a small end bearing in England. You guys call it a wrist pin bearing. And this we call a big end. And you guys call it just a rod bearing. I'm still trying to learn the American language. That's nice and lubricated.
Well, you just got to Texas, so we'll break you in slowly.
That's going in nicely. Now, the trouble is with these JE pistons, the clips that hold the gudgeon pins in, when you haven't done them before, can be a bit of a pain to do. But we've mastered it, and let's hope now I'm on video this goes well.
Right, you're under pressure now.
And I'm particularly doing this for my mate Bobby H, Handsome Rob, because he's about to do one, and he remembers. Be careful not to put a hole in your thumb. Yeah, perfect. Now, the first time we did this, we couldn't work out how to do it, and it did take a while.
What are you doing?
Putting that pin in. That pin stops the wrist pin from coming out.
Oh, those are these little things right here.
Yes. And then we need to wipe the grease off, make sure that we're seated in properly, because you do not want that coming out once it's in the engine. It would be catastrophic.
How would you know?
Because you'll end up with a seized engine or a noisy engine. So that is now, because I've sized each ring for each cylinder, I need to mark it so I know what cylinder it goes in when I come to build it. So this one is 4A. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4.
Got 12 of those to do. Wow, you'll be here for a while,
12
won't
of
you?
those, yeah, I know exactly. That's what I say, 48 rings. There you go. Hopefully, Bobby H will find that amusing, because you've got to do those clips in a minute, and we did almost have a fight over that a year ago.
E-Type Venture says, get closer to the camera.
We signing off?
No, I think he misses you.
Mrs. Who? The handsome Robert. Love you, handsome. Night, night.
Do you miss us? Come hang out with us. All right, y'all, we're signing off. Thanks for hanging out.